who don't know me, I'm Emma's sister, Elizabeth Shanahan. I hope everyone's having a good time so far, and I want to thank you for coming out to celebrate Brett and Emma's wedding. I know that it really means a lot to them to have you here. Emma stood up with me at my wedding, so I'm honored to have been able to stand with Emma at hers. However, no speech. Hello? So Emma stood up with me at my wedding, and I was honored to be able to stand up with Emma at hers. However, when it came time to write a speech, I struggled with what to say and where to start, because Emma and Brett have known each other for nearly their entire lives, and they've dated for about as long. As I was thinking about this, I realized that even though I know they've dated forever, I didn't really know how long or when it started. So instead of asking, I decided to do a little digging on Facebook. And I found this post to Emma from Brett in March of 2010. And Brett says, "Last night was amazing. When I stomped you in your dancing game twice. You know I'm the better hip shaker." Now, this didn't really give me any idea of when they started dating, but I just wanted to make sure everyone was on the lookout tonight for these amazing dance moves that Brett was bragging about. Anyway, so I kept scrolling and I found a post from 2013 that said they were celebrating 10 years together, which meant they started dating in 4th grade. Then I found a post from 2015 when they got engaged that said they had been together for 7 years, which is a little confusing. Then in 2016, I found a post of Emma's where she was reminiscing about their first date for Valentine's Day in 7th grade. So all told, I wasn't able to figure out when they really started dating, and I'm not sure that they even know. So whether it was 4th or 9th or 7th grade, I'll just say that it's been for a very long time, and now you get to start counting all over again for your wedding anniversary. What I was able to figure out from Facebook was that Brett's mom, Doris, is probably the one responsible for keeping these two together. If you know Emma, she has many ways to her heart, but probably the best way is through a dessert. She takes her desserts very, very seriously. She is very particular about what goes in her brownies. She gets funfetti cake every year for her birthday with frosting. Pink frosting? Yeah, okay. And when my mom makes cherry cheesecake for my birthday, there's always a section without the topping just for Emma on my birthday. We were at my grandparents' house for dinner one night, and they had made a couple of pies, maybe cherry and rhubarb. And when it came time for dessert, my grandma goes to the kitchen and she pulls out this homemade mini apple pie. It was just for Emma, because that is Emma's favorite. And a lot of you might not know this, but you might have picked up on it, that yes, Emma is the baby of the family. Yes, she usually gets what she wants. And my 3 brothers, I'm sure, will back me up on this. So back to their first date in 7th grade when they went to a movie, and Doris made Emma a heart-shaped brownie with her name written in frosting on it. And I'm sure that sealed the deal for Emma right then and there, that she would fit right in with this Pulvermacher family. And in that time, since their first official date, they've experienced a lot together. Junior high, high school, and college graduations. Homecomings, proms, and balls. They've been to Cubs, Brewers, Badger, and Packer games. And I did see a picture on Facebook of Brett, who is a Broncos fan in a Packer jersey, and I'm going to save that for later. Together they have been to Alabama, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Mexico, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Kentucky, and Texas. They've lived apart and close to one another. And this fall, they'll have another big life adventure when they move to Texas, so Brett can attend school for physical therapy at Baylor University. And I just want to tell them to remember that life isn't about where you travel. It's about who you travel with. And I'm so happy that you both get to travel through life with your best friend. So congrats, and I love you both. So let's raise a glass and give a cheers to the new Mr. and Mrs. Pulvermacher. Cheers.
Stand up. Hi, I'm Britt's youngest brother, Aaron, and with the youngest thing, you know, they can give us all the crap they want, but we get that dessert. It has its perks, but I probably should have known to write a speech because it's not really surprising, you know. Yeah, second time we've done this, and you know, it's completely unexpected that these guys are getting married. Completely out of the blue. I didn't expect this at all. It wasn't like there was like 7 or 11 years to know about this, but you know, I'm really happy for these guys. I remember actually, I don't know if I should be sharing this. We were taking a trip back from the gym, and Brett told me, he said, you know, Emma, I couldn't imagine myself with any other girl. Like, if I didn't have her, I don't know where I'd be. I don't think I'd be able to have anybody else. And this is like a cool bro moment. So I don't know if I feel like I should be sharing this, but yeah, I thought it was really special, and that's when I knew, well, I knew, that's when I really knew that this is 100%, this is real life, and this is happening. So I'm really proud of you guys. I'm really happy that you guys are doing this. So congratulations.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kyle. I'm Brett's second youngest brother. And as Aaron stated before, this is our second wedding, and we still have yet to get the paper and write a speech. Maybe the third time. It's a charm. Now, I'm just going to take you through a brief history of Brett and Emma here. They both were born the month of June, came out, Brett was a year later than Emma, but they instantly knew they were in love with each other out of the womb, which is ridiculous, because people tell you that they've been dating since 4th grade. It's a lie. As soon as Brett came out, Emma just attached, right? So they go through grade school, go through all the amazing teachers, live and play with each other in the park and whatnot. And then they get to elementary school where they kind of get their own friend group. Brett's friend group is Emma. Am I right, Jordan? Alex? Kinda? I mean, they hung out with each other, and then they get to high school, and that's where everyone kind of gets their own clique, and you kind of learn to be you, and Brett and Emma hang out. It's Brett and Emma. And then they graduate and move away from home, right? So we all thought they were all separated, and everyone asked, is Brett and Emma gonna last? You know, they're 2 hours away from each other, and I laughed and said, of course they will. After they both graduate to school, they move back at home and live with my parents. And like Liz was saying before, Emma gets what she wants, and it wasn't too long before she got that at our house. I got kicked out of my room, they took my room, the whole house changed to suit Emma and Brett, and Aaron. Remember, he is the baby, of course, everyone loves him. He's the smart, the fast, the most athletic, but anyway, it's not about him, when it really is. But in all seriousness though, I know at first it was like, okay, Emma's taking over the house, but as soon as I got home, she fit right in. She did my clothes, she did wash my dishes, she helped the family out so much. They're perfect for each other, and I knew that all along, but really solidified it for me today was, I can honestly say out of all my men in my family, Brett, Aaron, Kevin, and my dad, none of them get very emotional, and I'm probably the emotional one out of all of them. But when I saw Brett cry today, that's probably the first time I've seen him cry in 8 years. So that really solidified it for me, if anyone you ask. So I'm happy to be your brother-in-law, and I'm happy that you guys are going to be together. I'm really excited to come visit you down to Texas. So, congrats.
Of course, I wish I could be there, but at least I have the opportunity to say a few words. Brett and Emma, where do I begin? There are so many years I could reflect on. You guys have been dating since when? Like kindergarten? Make sure to write down pause for laughter, so if you aren't laughing, it's going to be a little awkward, but I digress. Today isn't a day to reflect, but rather to look to the future. Today you guys will embark on a journey of a lifetime, literally. Wherever life takes you, you will always have each other. Brett, you now have a loving and caring wife who thinks the world of you. She loves you more than anything and will support you on any adventures you go on. You both will make sacrifices for each other, and trust me, you need to thank her every day for the sacrifices she makes for you. Rejoice in each other's accomplishments and support each other through trying times. Emma, you now have a husband with a below average athletic build and a dry sense of humor. Another pause for laughter. But really, Brett is obsessed with you. It is almost a regular occurrence to come back home, and Brett was nowhere to be seen. When I'd asked Mom and Dad where he went, the inevitable answer was, at Emma's. This was usually followed by asking where Kyle and Aaron were. Of course, Kyle was at the gym, and Aaron's upstairs jamming out. Emma, Brett truly cares about you and will do anything for you. Make sure he treats you like a queen. Being away for this long confirms a few of my beliefs. First, how close our Pulvermacher bromance is. Brett, I love you and your brother so much. I'm so lucky to have grown up with you guys, even though you did chase me around the house with a metal baseball bat and proceeded to throw it at me. And you purposely ran over my pine tree I got from 4th grade years later. But you did allow me to paint your entire body with primer many years ago, so I think we're about even. Growing up together has helped us become the gentlemen we are today, with help from Mama P and Dan the man, of course. The second thing I realized is how important it is to have a loving and supportive spouse. They truly are your best friend. As you guys begin your adventure today, make sure you make time for each other in the future. Find ways to say thank you and make one another feel appreciated. You'll have many experiences in your life together, both good and bad. Be there for each other no matter the result. Enjoy your wedding day. It will be one of the fastest days of your lives. Slow down and cherish it. I can't wait to come back and see the new Mr. and Mrs. Pulvermacher. P.S. Mama P has 2 daughters now. To Emma and Brett. Love you guys.